What's going on, everybody? Good evening. Dr. Schilling bringing this week's Friday live Q&A. And as promised, I am here in the North Woods. Yep, going live. Here we go. So basically, I've got a few questions coming in this week. It's always challenging to fit these things in, but it's important we be consistent in providing you guys the value you seek from us as an organization. So I'm going to burn through these questions real quick. Operating up my laptop here so I can make sure that I got the questions in front of me because I don't have my normal setup. But anyway, so got some great questions coming in this week. For example, why is EMF bad but PEMF good? Okay, so EMFs, right? Electromagnetic frequencies are challenging because they are disruptive to your nervous system. They mess up your electromagnetic field. So your body, your heart puts off an electromagnetic field. Starting from here, it can be measured out 6 feet in both directions. You can play over here. I'm at my buddy Joe's house, and Christy's and the kids are playing in the backyard. I'm sure you can hear them by now. So Eileen Joe may make an appearance. She's been excited to get on camera here. So, but anyway, getting back to EMFs. EMFs are bad because what they do is they disrupt your electromagnetic field. As I mentioned, your heart is like an electromagnetic beacon, and it goes out 6 feet in every direction around you. So you can actually measure it outside of your body. What that means is that when an EMF from a Wi-Fi signal or a cell phone tower or a heavy piece of machinery that's got an electrical field, and that puts off, that's a negative EMF. That's an electrical EMF. Hi, Ella. So your EMFs, what they do is they disrupt your harmony. They create disharmony in your electromagnetic field. If you understand that, you can understand why pulsed electromagnetic field is healthy, because if you lay in the grass out here in the country where there's not a lot of power lines under the ground, there's not a lot of cell phone smog, get away from the Wi-Fi signals, and you have that good, healthy earth energy, the pulsed electromagnetic field, that's going to benefit your body. It's actually going to support your body and support your electromagnetic field. You know, basically before we had all this technology, before we had radio waves and sonar and satellite waves and cell phone towers and Wi-Fi's and all the other nonsense, our bodies worked very, very well. In fact, it's really hard to be human in these days if you understand the implications of all the smog from electrical signals, plus you have the air, water, food we're eating, and things like that. It's important to understand that PEMF is going to help balance your body. It's going to raise your electromagnetic field. It's going to energize your body, so as much as you can, get out in the country, put your feet in the sand, walk around on the beach, get away from the city, if you will, and things like that. Okay? So another question is related to red light therapy. So red light therapy, this individual is asking because there's a lot of red light systems on the market. So red light is thought to be beneficial. There is near infrared, there's far infrared, and things like that. People can argue for both. And if you understand the benefits of both, okay, what you can understand is that you want to balance them out. Generally speaking, the red light frequency is not visible by the human eye, so you want to make sure that you understand the unit you're buying is somewhere between 600 and 800 nanometers as far as the light spectrum goes. If you look up under Google Images and red light spectrum, you can see sort of the wavelengths. But generally speaking, between 600, mid 600s and mid 800s, somewhere 650 to 850, somewhere in there, it's very beneficial for the body. It's been known, or at least studied, to improve things like collagen production, improve your sleep, your recovery, and things like that. I think my daughter might be coming to make an appearance. We'll find out in a second here. But weight loss, so basically what you're looking at is for the collagen, it's going to increase with the light therapy, it's going to increase the collagen sites in the body, and it's going to produce more collagen. It's going to stimulate the production, shall we say. It's also anti-inflammatory. It's considered anti-inflammatory. So what it does is it's going to slow down the production of cytokines, and it's going to slow down your body's inflammatory cycle. Now, that's not necessarily a good thing if you're imbalanced in your inflammatory cycle. If you have a healthy inflammatory cycle, that's your body's most potent anti-infective mechanism. Like with injuries and things like that, you want to make sure you have a healthy inflammation cycle. That's why vegans have a tough time with it typically, because they don't have enough arachidonic acid, which is like omega-6s. But if you are super inflamed, red light therapy can be beneficial to calm down the cytokines your body's producing. It's called a cytokine storm. Like with COVID-19 right now, people are worried about this cytokine storm and this massive influx of cytokines your body's producing that the body cannot manage. It's overwhelming. So you want to make sure your cytokines are balanced. So you want to make sure your body's not overly inflamed by a bunch of junk food, processed foods, sugars, and things like that. red light therapy has been known to boost your melatonin. If you understand what melatonin is, it's made by your pineal gland, which is, if you take a line from here to here and going back in the middle of your head, it's right back here. And it's really important for producing melatonin and serotonin. Melatonin is most notably associated with your sleep cycle. So when the sun goes down, it gets dark, your pineal gland starts producing more melatonin to bring you into more of a sleep cycle. And then serotonin is, of course, the feel-good hormone, along with dopamine, things like that. What else? Red light therapy is thought to be stimulating the adipocytes. So adipocytes are their fat cells. So what it's thought is to decrease the production of fat cells and increase the mobilization of those cellular products, which will, in theory, burn fat. So red light therapy at high intensity, again, between that 650 to 850, somewhere in that range, wavelength, is going to help your body sort of break down those fat cells and or not produce any more, shall we say. In terms of physical health, physical recovery, what red light therapy is thought to do is increase your ATP. In fact, there's different systems out there, contour light, things like that. Those are really good ones. Those are really high power. What they're going to do is they're going to increase your ATP, which is going to, for people with like Lyme disease, that have been labeled Lyme disease, right? Multiple systemic issues, difficulty getting their ATP production going. It's going to be really beneficial for that because it's going to boost them up, and they have a hard time producing enough ATP, which is helpful when you have the red light therapy. It can be really beneficial. Okay, so let's just leave that as is. We'll take that as we covered the red light therapy. Any other questions on that? Next question is,
help me with this.
Sophia, come say hi. Come here. Quick, no, stay up here. Stay up here. Say hi to everybody. No, stay right here behind me. Come over here. Come over here. Look, there you are. Say hi.
Hi.
Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Please don't play with the microphone. Thank you. Okay, honey. Go back and play, all right? Say bye-bye.
What is that?
That's a microphone. Okay, say bye-byes.
Bye-bye.
Okay, see ya. All right, sweet. Cameo appearance. All right. Next question is related to protein powders. This person's wondering what's a good protein powder recommendation. Generally speaking, they use the Vega or Veja, however you pronounce it, proteins. I have typically found that the Vega or the Veja is not the best as far as the protein powders go. It's a vegan protein. I think it's pea-based, things like that. And what that's going to do is, depending on the person, some people have issues with rice protein, some people have issues with pea proteins. Typically, you want to be mindful of the grains, okay? You know, a lot of people have issues with whey proteins because whey protein is an isolate, and what they're doing is they're taking a dairy product, breaking it down into the fraction of a whey protein isolate, and they're trying to concentrate that. Hey, Bobby Joe. So be mindful of where you're getting that. Now, we used to carry Da Vinci. It was grass-fed, New Zealand grass-fed, you know, totally free-range cows were raised, and even then we were still having some people have reactions to that whey protein. So we basically wholesale carte blanche got rid of all whey proteins because it's really hard to digest for people. And it's not lactose intolerance. People think of dairy as lactose intolerance, and that's not really the issue because lactose is a sugar, whereas whey protein is a protein molecule, and it's much more inflammatory for a lot of people. So lactose intolerance causes a lot of bloating, but whey protein can cause a lot of inflammation in the gut. So you want to decrease your inflammation. So getting back to proteins, you want to find out which one works best for you. Does a pea protein alone work for you? Does a rice protein work alone for you? Is it a combination of both? Some mixed pea and rice proteins. You got to figure out what's better for you. But I think of the two very common ones, you'll see it like Whole Wallet, Whole Foods, Vega, or Orgain. Those are the two most popular ones that I can think of. Those are going to be, I'd say Orgain would be the better of the two options. So think about going with Orgain if you're going to choose one of those natural brands. We use a combination of pea and rice. We found some more sensitivities with the pea protein, so we're probably going to be considering shifting our own formulations to rice. But ultimately, you got to figure out what's for you. Okay, some are good for detoxing, some are good for, you know, like collagen protein. We have, you know, Opti-Collagen is really good for helping build up your gut, fingernails, hair, skin, things like that. Is really good for that. So keep that in mind. But really, you got to balance it. You got to figure out what's right for you. When in doubt, test your body against it, either through a trial period and or have a kinesiologist test you against it, depending on what type of system you want to use. What else? We talked over the last Wednesday Wellness Minutes about the, so Deb asked a question about the emotional body map and things like that. If you haven't, just go ahead and check back to this 2 days ago, Wednesday Wellness Minutes, for an understanding of the body map. So I talked about all the different areas of the body, the different stressors that go along with them from a general concept. And if you didn't watch that, go back and watch that. We're going to be producing that and having it available for our participants in the clinic. If you need one, just call us, email us, text us, whatever you want to do. Oh, here comes the soccer ball. It's all good. But yeah, basically, Deb, go back to the Wednesday Wellness Minutes. If you haven't already watched that, go back and watch that. Really helpful. I threw a couple of case studies in there so you could kind of adapt to different ideas. Ultimately, if you have a question about a chronic issue, like if you have something that's going on for more than 3 days and then persist into 3 weeks or 3 months, then you want to know what's going on. Then you want to say, okay, what is it, right? Why does my knee keep hurting me, right? What am I so uncertain about? What am I having trouble moving forward with? What is it, okay? So go watch that segment from 2 days ago, Wednesday Wellness Minutes. It says, your body is speaking, are you listening? Oops, it's like Insta. Let's try to shut off there. So, all right, here we go. Then Deb asked a question about her son. Wants to gain weight in a healthy way and train safely, shall we say, to get 17:30 in terms of a 5K. So he's trying to get 3.2 miles, 3.1, something like that, 3.2, somewhere in there, miles in 17 minutes and 30 seconds. So what I would recommend for Ethan would be sprint intervals. Would be a great way to do it as far as training for any distance. Even marathon runners should consider doing sprint intervals and running hills and things like that, because if you're just slogging out miles, that can turn into chronic cardio. It's like Karen's joining us. Hi, Karen. You don't want to do chronic cardio. Even for marathon runners, it's better to do like sprint intervals and things like that. And you can maybe sprint a mile and walk a half mile, sprint a mile, walk a half mile. You know, it's really good for challenging your system. But if you want to understand how to gain weight, it's really a matter of your body type. So, you know, I have a thicker frame than most people. Like if I try to wrap around my wrist, I can't touch. That's considered more of a sturdy build, shall we say. Some people, they can wrap all the way around and touch, and then some people some people can't touch, some people can touch, and some people overlap. Okay, that just will determine your body frame. And coming in for a cameo.
No,
okay.
Just grab a glass of water.
Sarah's walking over here. Come on in. Yeah, say hi. Come on, Jojo. Here's Idly Joe. There she is. Our little gymnast extraordinaire over here. Say hi. Here we go. Hi. All right, sweet. You can say something you want. No? Okay, she's good. But how you gain weight is going to determine your body shape, right? Some people are lean and mean. Some people are lanky. Some people are really, you know, sort of husky, shall we say, and some people are in the middle. Depending on your bone structure and your muscle mass in general is going to determine how well you gain weight. But ultimately, literally, if you want to build mass, you got to eat protein. You know, 1.6 grams per kilogram of body weight is usually generally recommended for optimal health. But if you're going to gain weight, you need to increase that. So basically, Deb, your son Ethan needs to eat like it's his job. Like when I was in college, I'm about 190, some depends on the week. Right now, 190 pounds, and I was 220 pounds in college, and I was eating over 6,000 calories a day, like 6,500 calories a day. And by the time I was done with college, I was so sick of eating, I just couldn't even see food anymore. So, I mean, you wake up, eat, take a shower, eat, study, eat, class, eat, lunch, eat, practice, eat, work, eat. I mean, eat before going to bed. I remember every time you turn around, you eat. So, basically, you want to go to Sam's Club or Costco and get as much bulk for him as possible. Stay away from the whey proteins. I know they say it's the greatest isolate protein and has all the branched chain amino acids naturally occurring, but I'm telling you, the negative side effects of eating a dairy-based protein they far outweigh the benefits. So I would strongly encourage you to stay away from whey protein, but get good quality protein, some animal, a lot of vegetable proteins and things like that would be really helpful. But eat like it's your job, Ethan, is what I would recommend. Hopefully that understands. But yeah, sprint intervals for increasing your speed on your time, because that's going to build up. You can even run with weighted vest on, as long as you don't have like Osgood Slaughters, which is a issue that one of our participants has going on. Made me think of him right now. Don't overtrain. Training through soreness is okay, but training through pain is not a good idea. So be mindful of your body and any injuries or aches and things like that. But sprint intervals to increase your speed, and generally speaking, go slow to go fast. So shorter bursts, higher intensity is going to get you the cardiovascular strength and determination will to get to the next one, your endurance, shall we say, and then eat like it's your job. Then the other son has a question about his acne. He's got it on his back. It seems like it's getting more increased in the last year. Look at blood sugar regulation, and also look at his body's use of fats, and look at his gallbladder and liver function. Generally speaking, acne and skin expressions, there's going to be some type of guilt, shame, insult, verbally abused, things like that. Verbal attacks is going to be related to skin. And then acne has its own issue because it deals with more of the sebaceous glands and the oily glands of the skin, and where the hair follicles are getting together. So look at the torso. Torso is related to inability to break through, inability to get through. So Tyler might be stuck in some way, shape, or form. If it's more pronounced on one side of the body, like if it's more on his right back versus left, it'd be more male and versus left side female and things like that. Always look at liver detoxification and gut function. Make sure he doesn't have any leaky gut. No proteins that are leaving his digestive system, getting the bloodstream undesirably, shall we say. So make sure you got that going on. So healthy gut and healthy liver are fantastic, super for that, to help clean up the acne. Blackheads and red dots, they all have different meanings, but best thing to do would be bring them in, get them tested. We'll figure out what the root cause is, if it's the gut, if it's the liver, what kind of toxins, what he needs help with, and then we'll laser it and figure out the neuroemotional stresses related to it, who's involved, and all that kind of stuff. So that's really important. So sweet. So I don't see anybody pop any questions in there. So we're going to cut it short, a little short and sweet today. Just want to give you guys some information there this week, and provide some value for you, okay? So what we'll do is we'll tune in next week for the Wednesday Wellness Minutes, and I know we're going to talk about something specific, but I can't remember what we're going to talk about. Did I mention anything? No? All right, I'll come up with something. But if you have any questions, if you have any ideas, feel free to type in the questions and comments below. Send them in, text 651-728-1390, call the clinic 651-738-7800. Email is heal, H-E-A-L, @secoyahealth.com. And we'll look forward to providing you more value next Wednesday for the Wednesday Wellness Minutes. All right, buddy? Take good care, everyone. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.